Act 1 of The Alchemist by Ben Jonson. This is a Librivox recording. All Librivox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit librivox.org.
Subtle. First Neighbor. Read by Elizabeth Klett.
Face, the housekeeper. Read by Todd.
Dol Common. Read by Ariel Lipshaw.
Dapper, a lawyer's clerk. The second officer, read by Nathaniel W.C. Higgins.
Drugger, third neighbor, read by Tom Moore.
Lovewit, master of the house, read by Kevin Jonson.
Sir Epicure Mammon, read by Algie Pug.
Pertinax Surly, a gamester. Fifth neighbour, first officer, read by Alan Mapstone.
Tribulation Wholesome, a pastor of Amsterdam, read by Tricia G.
Ananias, a deacon, read by Martin Geeson.
Castrol, read by David Nichol.
Dame Pliant, read by Amy Graymore.
Fourth Neighbour, read by Charlotte Duckett.
Narrator, read by Christine G. Argument. The sickness hot, a master quit for fair his house in town, and left one servant there. Ease him corrupted, and gave means to know a cheater and his punk, who now brought low, leaving their narrow practice, were become cozeners at large, and only wanting some house to set up, with him they here contract, each for a share, and all begin to act. Much company they draw, and much abuse, in casting figures, telling fortunes, news, selling of flies, flat bawdry with the stone, till it and they, and all in fume, are gone. Prologue. Fortune that favours fools these 2 short hours, we wish away, both for your sakes and ours, judging spectators, and desire in place, to the author justice, to ourself but grace. Our scene is London, 'cause we would make known no country's mirth is better than our own. No clime breeds better matter for your whore. Bawd squire, impostor, many persons more, whose manners, now called humours, feed the stage, and which have still been subject for the rage or spleen of comic writers, though this pen did never aim to grieve but better men. Howe'er the age he lives in doth endure the voices that she breeds above their cure. But when the wholesome remedies are sweet, and in their working gain and profit meet, he hopes to find no spirit so much diseased, but will with such fair correctives be pleased. For here he doth not fear who can apply, if there be any that will sit so nigh unto the stream to look what it doth run, they shall find things that think or wish were done. They are so natural follies, but so shown, as even the doers may see, and yet not own. Act 1, Scene 1. A room in Lovewit's house. Enter Face, in a captain's uniform, with his sword drawn, and Subtle with a vial, quarrelling, and followed by Dol Common.
Believe it, I will.
Thy worst. I fart at thee.
Have you your wits? Why, gentlemen, for love.
Sir, I'll strip you.
What to do? Lick figs out at my...
Rogue, rogue, out of all your sleights.
Nay, look ye, sovereign, general, are you madmen?
Oh, let the wild sheep loose. I'll gum your silks with good strong water an you come.
Will you have the neighbours hear you? Will you betray all? Hark, I hear somebody.
Sirrah,
I shall mar all that the tailor is made if you approach.
you most notarious whelp, you insolent slave, dare you do this?
Yes, faith, yes, faith.
Why, who am I, my mongrel? Who am I?
I'll tell you, since you know not yourself.
Speak lower, rogue.
Yes, you were once, times not long past, the good, honest, plain, livery 3-pound thrum that kept your master's worship's house here in the Friars for the vacations.
Will you be so loud?
since by my means translated suburb captain.
By your means, Dr. Dog.
Within man's memory all this I speak of.
Why, I pray you, have I been countenanced by you, or you by me? Do but collect, sir, where I met you first.
I do not hear well.
None of this, I think it. But I shall put you in mind, sir, at Pie Corner, taking your meal of steam in from cook's stalls, where, like the father of hunger, you did walk piteously costive, with your pinched horn-nose and your complexion of the Roman wash, stuck full of black and melancholic worms, like powder-corn shot at the artillery-yard.
I wish you could advance your voice a little.
When you went pinned up in the several rags you had raked and picked from dunghills before day, your feet in mouldy slippers, for your kibes, a felt of rug, and a thin threaden cloak, that scarce would cover your no buttocks.
So, sir.
When all your alchemy, and your algebra, your minerals, vegetables, and animals, your conjuring, cousining, and your dozen of trades could not relieve your core with so much linen as would make you tinder, but to see a fire, I give you countenance credit for your coals, your stills, your glasses, your materials, built you a furnace, drew you customers, advanced all your black arts, lent you beside a home to practice in.
Your master's house?
Where you have studied the more thriving skill of bawdry sense.
Yes, in your master's house. You and the rats there kept possession. Make it not strange. I know you were one could keep the buttery hatch still locked and save the chippings, sell the Dole beer to aquavitae men, the which, together with your Christmas veils at post and pair, your letting out of counters, made you a pretty stock, some 20 marks, and gave you credit to converse with cobwebs, here since your mistress's death hath broke up house.
You might talk softlier, rascal.
No, you scarab, I'll thunder you in pieces. I will teach you how to beware to tempt a fury again, that carries tempest in his hand and voice.
The place has made you valiant.
No, your clothes. Thou vermin, have I ta'en thee out of dung, so poor, so wretched, when no living thing would keep thee company but a spider, or worse? Raised thee from brooms and dust and watering pots, sublimed thee and exalted thee, and fixed thee in the third region, called our state a grace, wrought thee to spirit, to quintessence, with pains would twice have won me the philosopher's work, put thee in words and fashion, made thee fit for more than ordinary fellowships, given thee thy oaths, thy quarrelling dimensions, thy rules to cheat at horse-race, cockpit, cards, dice, or whatever gallant tincture else, made thee a second in mine own great art. And have I this for thanks? Do you rebel? Do you fly out in the projection? Would you be gone now?
Gentlemen, what mean you? Will you mar all?
Slave, thou hadst had no name.
Will you undo yourselves with civil war?
Never had been known, past equiclibanum, the heat of horse-dung, underground, in cellars, or an alehouse darker than Deaf John's, been lost to all mankind but laundresses and tapsters, had not I been.
Do you know who hears you, sovereign?
Sir.
Nay, General, I thought you were civil.
I shall turn desperate if you grow thus loud.
And hang thyself, I care not.
Hang thee, collier, and all thy pots and pans in picture I will, since thou hast moved me.
Oh, this will o'erthrow all.
Write thee up bawd Pauls. Have all thy tricks of cozening with a hollow coal, dust, scrapings, searching for things lost, with a sieve and shears, erecting figures in your rows of houses, taking in of shadows with a glass, told in red letters, and a face cut for thee, worse than Gremio Ratsies.
Are you sound? Have you your senses, masters?
I will have a book, but barely reckoning thy impostures, shall prove a true philosopher's stone to printers.
Away, you trencher rascal.
Out, you dog-leech, the vomit of all prisons.
Will you be your own destructions, gentlemen?
Still spewed out for lying too heavy on the basket.
Cheater.
Bawd.
Cowherd.
Conjurer.
Cutpurse.
Witch.
Oh me, we are ruined, lost, Have you no more regard to your reputations? Where's your judgment? Slight, have yet some care of me, of your republic?
Away this rock! I'll bring thee, rogue, within the statute of sorcery, tricesimo tertio of Henry VIII. Ay, and perhaps thy neck within a noose, for laundering gold and barbing it.
Snatches Face's sword.
You'll bring your head within a coxcomb, will you? And you, sir, with your menstrue.
Dashes Suttle's vial out of his hand.
Gather it up. 'Sdeath, you abominable pair of stinkards. Leave off your barking and grow one again, or by the light that shines I'll cut your throats. I'll not be made a prey unto the marshal, for ne'er a snarling dog bolts of you both. Have you together cozened all this while, and all the world, and shall it now be said you've made most courteous shift to cozen yourselves? You will accuse him, you will bring him in within the statute. Who shall take your word? A whoreson, upstart, apocryphal captain, whom not a Puritan in Blackfriars will trust so much as for a feather. And you, too, will give the cause forsooth. You will insult and claim a primacy in the divisions. You must be chief, as if you only had the powder to project with, and the work were not begun out of equality. The venture tripartite, all things in common, without priority. 'Sdeath, you perpetual curs! Fall to your couples again, and cozen kindly and heartily and lovingly as you should, and lose not the beginning of a term. Or by this hand I shall grow factious too, and take my part and quit you.
'Tis his fault. He ever murmurs, and objects his pains, and says the weight of all lies upon him.
Why, so it does.
How does it? Do not we sustain our parts?
Yes, but they are not equal.
Why, if your part exceed to-day, I hope ours may to-morrow match it.
Ay, they may.
May, murmuring mastiff, I and do. Death on me, help me to throttle him.
Seizes Subtle by the throat.
Dorothy, Mistress Dorothy! Odds precious, I'll do anything. What do you mean?
Because of your fermentation and cibation?
Not I, by heaven.
Your soul and Luna, help me.
Would I were hanged, then? I'll conform myself.
Will you, sir? Do so then, and quickly. Swear.
What should I swear?
To leave your faction, sir, and labour kindly in the common work.
Let me not breathe if I meant aught beside. I only used those speeches as a spur to him.
I hope we need no spurs, sir. Do we?
Slid proved to-day. Who shall sharp best?
Agreed.
Yes, and work close and friendly.
Slight, the knot shall grow the stronger for this breach with me.
They shake hands.
Why so, my good baboons? Shall we go make a sort of sober, scurvy, precise neighbours, that scarce have smiled twice since the king came in, a feast of laughter at our follies? Rascals would run themselves from breath to see me ride, or you to have but a hole to thrust your heads in, for which you should pay ear rent. No, agree. And may Don Provost ride a feasting long in his old velvet jerkin and stained scarfs, my noble sovereign and worthy general, ere we contribute a new cruel garter to his most worsted worship.
Royal Dol, spoken like Claridiana and thyself.
For which at supper thou shalt sit in triumph, and not be styled Dol Common, but Dol proper. Dol singular, the longest cut at night shall draw thee for his Dol particular.
Bell rings without.
Who's that? One rings. To the window, Dol.
Exit Dol.
Pray heaven the master do not trouble us this quarter.
Oh, fear not him. While there dies one a week of the plague, he's safe from thinking towards London. Besides, he's safe at his hop yards now. I had a letter from him. If he do, he'll send such word, for airing of the house, as you shall have sufficient time to quit it. Though we break up a fortnight, 'tis no matter.
Re-enter Dol.
Who is it, Dol?
A fine young quodling.
Oh, my lawyer's clerk. I lighted on him last night, in Holborn at the Dagger. He would have, I told you of him, a familiar, to rifle with at horses, and win cups.
Oh, let him in.
Stay, who shall do it?
Get you your robes on. I shall meet him as going out.
And what shall I do?
Not to be seen! Away!
Exit, Dol.
Seem you very reserved.
Enough.
Exit, aloud and retiring.
God be with you, sir. I pray you let him know that I was here. His name is Dapper. I would gladly have stayed, but...
Captain, I am here.
Who is that? He's come, I think, Doctor.
Enter Dapper.
Good faith, sir. I was going away.
In truth, I am very sorry, Captain.
But I thought sure I would meet you.
I am very glad. I had a scurvy writ or two to make, and I had lent my watch last night to one that dines today at the sheriff's, and so was robbed of my past time.
Re-enter Suddle in his velvet cap and gown.
Is this the cunning man?
This is his worship.
Is he a doctor?
Yes.
And have you broke with him, Captain?
Aye.
And how?
Faith. He does make the matter, sir, so dainty I know not what to say.
Not so, good Captain.
Would I were fairly rid of it, believe me.
Nay, now you grieve me, sir. Why should you wish so? I dare assure you, I'll not be ungrateful.
I cannot think you will, sir. But the law is such a thing. And then he says, Reed's matter failing so lately.
Reed, he was an ass, and dealt, sir, with a fool.
It was a clerk, sir.
A clerk?
Nay, hear me, sir. You know the law better, I think.
I should, sir, and the danger. You know, I shewed the statute to you.
You did so.
And will I till then? By this hand of flesh, would I might never write good court hand more, if I discover. What do you think of me, that I'm a Shias?
What's that?
The Turk was here. As one would say, do you think I am a Turk?
I'll tell the doctor so.
Do, good sweet Captain.
Come, noble doctor, pray thee let's prevail. This is the gentleman, and he is no Caius.
Captain, I have returned you all my answer. I would do much, sir, for your love, but this I neither may nor can.
Tut, do not say so. You deal now with a noble fellow, doctor, one that will thank you richly, and he is no Caius. Let that, sir, move you.
Pray you forbear.
He has 4 angels here.
You do me wrong, good sir.
Doctor, wherein? To tempt you with these spirits.
To tempt my art and love, sir, to my peril. For heaven, I scarce can think you are my friend, that so would draw me to apparent danger.
I draw you, a horse draw you, and a halter, you and your flies together.
Nay, good Captain.
That know no difference of men?
Good words, sir.
Good deeds, Sir Dr. Dogsmeat. Slight, I bring you no cheating climb of the clothes or caravels, that look as big as 5 and 50 and flush, and spit out secrets like hot custard?
Captain!
Nor any melancholic underscribe shall tell the vicar, but a special gentle that is the heir to 40 marks a year, consorts with the small poets of the time, is the sole hope of his old grandmother, that knows the law and writes you 6 fair hands, is a fine clerk, and has his ciphering perfect, will take his oath of the Greek Testament, if need be, in his pocket, and can court his mistress out of Ovid.
Nay, dear Captain.
Did you not tell me so?
Yes, but I'd have you use Master Doctor with some more respect.
Hang him, proud stag, with his broad velvet head. But for your sake I'd choke, ere I would change an article of breath with such a puck-fist. Come, let's be gone.
Going.
Pray you let me speak with you.
His worship calls you Captain.
I am sorry I e'er embarked myself in such a business.
Nay, good sir, he did call you.
Will he take, then?
First hear me.
Not a syllable, lest you take.
Pray you, sir.
Upon no terms but an assumpsit.
Your humour must be law.
He takes the 4 angels.
Why now, sir, talk. Now I dare hear you with mine honour. Speak. So may this gentleman too.
Why, sir.
Offering to whisper face.
No whispering.
For heaven, you do not apprehend the loss you do yourself in this.
Wherein? For what?
Marry, to be so importunate for one, that when he has it will undo you all. He'll win up all the money in the town.
How?
Yes, and blow up gamester after gamester, as they do crackers in a puppet play. If I do give him a familiar, give you him all you play for. Never set him, for he will have it.
You are mistaken, doctor. Why, he does ask one but for cups and horses, a riffling fly, none of your great familiars.
Yes, Captain, I would have it for all games.
I told you so.
Taking Dapper aside.
Slight, this is a new business. I understood you a tame bird to fly twice in a term or so on Friday nights, when you had left the office for a nag of 40 or 50 shillings?
Aye, 'tis true, sir. But I do think now I shall leave the law, and therefore...
Why, this changes quite the case. Do you think that I dare move him?
If you please, sir, all's one to him, I see.
What, for that money? I cannot with my conscience, nor should you, make the request, methinks.
No, sir, I mean to add consideration.
Why then, sir, I'll try.
Goes to Suddle.
Say that it were for all games, doctor.
I say, then, not a mouth shall eat for him at any ordinary, but on the score. That is a gaming mouth, conceive me.
Indeed.
He'll draw you all the treasure of the realm, if it beset him.
Speak you this from art?
Ay, sir, and reason too, the ground of art. He is of the only best complexion, the Queen of Fairy loves.
What, is he?
Peace, he'll overhear you. Sir, should she but see him.
What?
Do not you tell him.
Will he win at cards, too?
Ah, the spirits of dead Holland, living Isaac, you'd swear were in him. Such vigorous luck as cannot be resisted. Slight, he'll put 6 of your gallants to a cloak indeed.
A strange success that some man shall be born to.
He hears you, man.
Sir, I'll not be ungrateful.
Faith, I have confidence in his good nature. You hear, he says he will not be ungrateful.
Why, as you please, my venture follows yours.
Trot, do it, doctor. Think him trusty, and to make him, he may make us both happy in an hour. Win some £5,000, and send us to it.
Believe it, and I will, sir.
And you shall, sir.
Takes him aside.
You have heard all?
No, what was't? Nothing, I, sir.
Nothing.
A little, sir.
Well, a rare star reigned at your birth.
At mine, sir, no.
The doctor swears that you are...
Nay, Captain, you'll tell all now.
Allied to the Queen of Fairy.
Who? That I am? Believe it, no such matter.
Yes, and that you were born with a caul on your head.
Who says so?
Come, you know it well enough, though you dissemble it.
I'face I do not. You are mistaken.
How? Swear you by your fact, and in a thing so known unto the doctor? How shall we, sir, trust you in the other matter? Can we ever think, when you have won 5,000 or 6,000, you'll send us shares in it by this rate?
By Jove, sir, I'll win £10,000 and send you half. I'face is no oath.
No, no, he did but jest.
Go to. Go thank the doctor. He's your friend, to take it so.
I thank his worship.
So, another angel.
Must I?
Mustn't you? Slight, what else is thanks? Will you be trivial, doctor?
Dapper gives him the money.
When must he come for his familiar?
Shall I not have it with me?
Oh, good sir, there must a world of ceremonies pass. You must be bathed and fumigated first. Besides, the Queen of Fairy does not rise till it be noon.
Not if she danced to-night.
And she must bless it.
Did you never see her royal grace yet?
Whom?
Your Aunt of Fairy.
Not since she kissed him in the cradle, Captain. I can resolve you that.
Well, see her grace whate'er it cost you. For a thing that I know, it will be somewhat hard to compass. But, however, see her. You are made, believe it, if you can see her. Her grace is a lone woman, and very rich. And if she takes a fancy, she will do strange things. See her at any hand. Slid, she may have to leave you all she has. It is the doctor's fear.
How will't be done, then?
Let me alone. Take you no thought. Do you but say to me, Captain, I'll see her grace.
Captain, I'll see her grace.
Enough.
Knocking within.
Who's there? Anon.
Aside to face.
Conduct him forth by the back way. Sir, against 1 o'clock prepare yourself, till when you must be fasting. Only take 3 drops of vinegar in at your nose, 2 at your mouth, and 1 at either ear. Then bathe your fingers' ends and wash your eyes, to sharpen your 5 senses, and cry, "Hum," thrice, and then buzz as often. And then come.
Exit.
Can you remember this?
I warrant you.
Well then, away. It is but your bestowing some 20 nobles among her grace's servants, and put on a clean shirt. You do not know what grace her grace may do you in clean linen.
Exeunt Face and Dapper. Within.
Come in. Good wives, I pray you forbear me now. Troth, I can do you no good till afternoon.
Re-enters, followed by Drugger.
What is your name, say you? Abel Drugger?
Yes, sir.
A seller of tobacco?
Yes, sir.
Free of the grocers?
Ay, an't please you.
Well, your business, Abel?
This, an't please your worship. I am a young beginner, and am building of a new shop, and like your worship, just at corner of a street. Here's the plot on it. And I would know by art, sir, of your worship, which way I should make my door by necromancy, and where my shelves, and which should be for boxes, and which for pots. I would be glad to thrive, sir, and I was wished to your worship by a gentleman, one Captain Face, that says you know men's planets, and their good angels, and their bad.
I do, if I do see them.
Re-enter Face.
What, my honest Abel, thou art well met here.
Troth, sir, I was speaking just as your worship came here of your worship. I pray you speak for me to Master Doctor.
He shall do anything. Doctor, do you hear? This is my friend Abel, an honest fellow. He lets me have good tobacco, and he does not sophisticate it with sackleys or oil, nor washes it in muscatel and grains, nor buries it in gravel underground, wrapped up in greasy leather, or pist-clouts, but keeps it in fine lily pots, that, open, smell like a conserve of roses or French beans. He has maple block, his silver tongs, Winchester pipes, and a fire of juniper. A neat, spruce, honest fellow, and no goldsmith.
He is a fortunate fellow, that I am sure on.
Already, sir, have you found it? Lo thee, Abel.
And in a right way toward riches.
Sir.
This summer he will be of the clothing of his company, and next spring called to the Scarlet to spend what he can.
What, and so little beard?
Sir, you must think he may have a receipt to make hair come. But he'll be wise, preserve his youth, and fine for it. His fortune looks for him another way.
Slid, doctor, how canst thou know this so soon? I'm amused at that.
By a rule, Captain, in metaposcopy, which I do work by, a certain star o' the forehead, which you see not. Your chestnut or your olive-coloured face does never fail, and your long ear doth promise. I knew it by certain spots, too, in his teeth, and on the nail of his mercurial finger.
Which finger's that?
His little finger. Look. You were born upon a Wednesday?
Yes, indeed, sir.
The thumb, in chiromancy, we give Venus, the forefinger to Jove, the midst to Saturn, the ring to Sol, the least to Mercury, who is the lord, sir, of his horoscope, his house of life being Libra, which foreshowed he should be a merchant and should trade with balance.
Why, this is strange. Is it not, honest Nab?
There is a ship now coming from Ormus that shall yield him such a commodity of drugs.
Pointing to the plan.
This is the west, and this the south?
Yes, sir.
And those are your two sides?
Aye, sir.
Make me your door, then, south, your broadside west, and on the east side of your shop, aloft, write Mathlai, Tarmiel, and Baraborat. Upon the north part, Rael, Velel, Thiel. They are the names of those mercurial spirits that do fright flies from boxes.
Yes, sir.
And beneath your threshold bury me a lodestone to draw in gallants that wear spurs. The rest they'll seem to follow.
That's a secret, Nab.
And on your stall a puppet with a vice and a court fucus to call city dames. You shall deal much with minerals.
Sir, I have at home already.
Ay, I know you have arsenic, vitriol, sal tartar, argyle, alkali, cinnabar, I know all. This fellow, Captain, will come in time to be a great distiller, and give a say, I will not say directly, but very fair, at the philosopher's stone.
Why, how now, Abel? Is this true?
Aside to Face.
Good Captain, what must I give?
Nay, I'll not counsel thee. Thou hearest what wealth, he says, spend what thou canst, thou art like to come to.
I would give him a crown.
A crown? And toward such a fortune? Heart, thou shalt rather give him a shop. No gold about thee?
Yes, I have a Portigue I have kept this half year.
Out on thee, Nab. Slight, there was such an offer, shalt keep it no longer. I'll give it to him for thee. Doctor, Nab prays your worship to drink this, and swears he will appear more grateful, as your skill does raise him in the world.
I would entreat another favour of his worship.
What isn't, Nab?
But to look over, sir, my almanac, and cross out my ill days, that I may neither bargain nor trust upon them.
That he shall, Nab. Leave it. It shall be done 'gainst afternoon.
And a direction for his shelves?
Now, Nab, art thou well pleased, Nab?
Thanks, sir, both your worships.
Away.
Exit Drugger.
Why, now, you smoky persecutor of nature, now do you see that something to be done besides your breech coal and your corrosive waters, your croslets, crucibles, and cucurbites? You must have stuff brought home to you to work on, and yet you think I am at no expense in searching out these veins, then following them, then trying them out. 'Fore God, my intelligence costs me more money than my share oft comes to in these rare works.
You are pleasant, sir.
Re-enter Dol.
How now, what says my dainty Dolkin?
Yonder fishwife will not away, and there's your giantess, the Bawd of Lambeth.
Heart, I cannot speak with them.
Not afore night, I have told them in a voice through the trunk, like one of your familiars. But I have spied Sir Epicure Mammon.
Where?
Coming along, at far end of the lane. Slow of his feet, but earnest of his tongue to one that's with him.
Face, go you and shift.
Exit Face.
Dol, you must presently make ready too.
Why, what's the matter?
Oh, I did look for him with the sun's rising. Marvel he could sleep. This is the day I am to perfect for him this magisterium, our great work, the stone, and yield it made into his hands, of which he has this month talked as he were possessed, and now he's dealing pieces on't away. Methinks I see him entering ordinaries, dispensing for the pox and plaguey houses, reaching his dose, walking moorfields for lepers, and offering citizens' wives pomander bracelets as his preservative, made of the elixir, searching the spittle to make old bawds young, and the highways for beggars to make rich. I see no end of his labours. He will make nature ashamed of her long sleep, when art, who's but a step-dame, shall do more than she, in her best love to mankind, ever could. If his dream lasts, he'll turn the age to gold.
Exeunt. End of Act 1.